We're back at the Flatiron for True College. You've just been on a student panel, so tell us who you are and the type of work you're looking for.
My name is Patrick McGinnis. I'm a recent graduate from Connecticut College, and I'm looking for anything in commercial real estate, more particularly development.
What do you find is the most frustrating thing about the job seeking process?
I think just going through the whole process is a long process with kind of a lot of loopholes that you kind of just have to commit fully to. It's not something that's quick and easy. It takes time.
So when you say loopholes, do you feel like there's tricks or traps? Or?
I don't think necessarily traps or tricks, but I think it's a process where it's people aren't going to invest and so on if they don't want to. So I guess like it just takes time because you're not really sure where the end game is going to be, because you don't really know exactly what you really want to do or where you're going to be in 10 years, but you're trying to just make the best decisions that you think are going to be the best for yourself. But it's hard to also know what an employer wants all the time too.
Do you have enough information to make that decision? Do you feel armed enough in the information given?
I mean, with just the amount of data there is in the world with internet and everything, I think, yeah, there's enough information that if you do your due diligence and whatnot, then yeah, there is plenty of information. But I think it still just becomes a process, and you never really know where the end game is.
Yeah. Now you told us that one of your frustrations has been feedback or getting feedback. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I think sometimes it's hard to know how certain things you do correctly and certain things you do wrong. I mean, and through the job search process, I think there's different ways, there's not one direct route to a job. There's certain different paths that you can take, and so it's hard to kind of distinguish between what you're doing that's great and what you're doing that isn't great. I guess, is it good to just cold call people? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So I think it varies, and I think a quick direct feedback is something that could be helpful. And for me, it's frustrating because I'll come out of an interview and we'll be like, I did very well, and I think I'm going to get an offer, and then not get an offer. Or like Thomas also said, he thought he wasn't going to get his job, and he got grilled, but then he got an offer. So it's hard to kind of know where the end game is. But.
Okay, so the other thing is, I think as a panel, one of the comments that came up was email was a bit creepy as a means of communication, and there were better ways to talk and reach you.
I think with just how technology has expanded with apps and everything, I think there are quicker, easier modes of communication that are more efficient than email. I mean, I think email is still great, and I use email all the time, but I think like we were saying, either through a text message or some app, it can be quicker and more efficient, where a person might check their email a few times a day, where you send a text message, you know that person's going to get that in the next couple minutes. Yeah, or Snapchat or Instagram or something like that. Yeah. So I think there are more efficient modes of communication that kind of are more direct and specific feedback-wise for an interview or whatnot.
That's great. Patrick, thanks for your time and good luck at your job search.
All right, thank you very much.